Hi, drawing students. We are going to be getting into a new assignment today or this week. You're first going to be finishing up those paper bags and getting those drawn, but then you're going to use a class period or two to work on line work and drawing techniques. So I have some fruit here and vegetables in front of me. These are the things that we're going to utilize. But first I want to go over some vocabulary words with you guys, and I'd like you guys to write this into your sketchbook as well. I would suggest that you freeze the screen and write this down, or you can look up your own definitions in your computer and write this down in your sketchbook. But please make sure you take a minute and write those down. Your next part of your assignment is going to be to create a drawing utilizing each one of these and a piece of fruit or vegetable from your home. Banana, apple, avocado, lemon, whatever you might have. So let's go ahead and get this started. With this, we're going to be utilizing, and if I would have done this different, I would have had that on one side and a blank piece of paper on the other so that I could quickly connect those two together, but I'm going to just get a new piece of paper. So you guys are going to be drawing a sketch of a piece of fruit. You may use charcoal, you may use pencil or marker. I want you to explore media exploration with this process. So we have a pepper here. I'm going to create a sketch drawing of that pepper. And that sketch, my view is going to look a little differently than your view because my eyes see the side of the pepper, whereas the camera sees down onto the pepper. So my view looks something like this, and the sketch is going to be a fairly quick line, drafting out that space, not really getting into the value of that space, more just about that shape and how our eyes kind of see that. You can kind of go back over it. If you want, you could come in and you could kind of start to shade. Kind of blocking in where maybe some of that shadow might be. So that is going to be a sketch. Approximately a minute per sketch. Sketch of a pepper. My next one is going to be, I could also draw a sketch of a pear if I wanted to. I could draw as many of these as I want. A gesture drawing, I'm going to draw a gesture drawing of this pear. And this pear, I'm going to have it kind of sit down like that. Gesture drawing is fast movements showing expressive emotion. We usually use this with our drawings of figure. So I'm going to just draw this pear, kind of break down those shapes, and come back, draw that in. That is gesture. Okay. Now I'm going to do blind contour. I'm going to do blind contour of a pepper. That pepper, I'm not going to look at my drawing. I am simply going to draw that pepper based on looking at the pepper, not my drawing. So I'm actually going to turn my body this direction, and I'm not going to look at my paper. And I'm just going to draw based on what I see here. Okay, so that is a blind contour. I drew it, not quite accurate because I was not really looking at the object and making some comparisons. I'm going to flip my paper over, cross contour. I'm going to do cross contour of a pear. And this one's going to take a large amount of time, so I'm only going to do a little bit. But please plan on spending about 10-15 minutes on this. So I'm going to draw that pear first, and I'm going to tell you when I draw a pear, I kind of stack it into 2 snowman circles, and then I come in and draw that shape based on what I see. And then I'm going to come in and erase that part. Contour, I want you to think of it as like a topographic map. So on a topographic map, you may have a chunk of land, and that land slowly gets to a hill, and those lines get closer and closer together. Well, cross contour is going to be an angle kind of going up and down across the contour. Okay, so this would be contour line. Cross contour would be my pear. Let's get that drawn again. And erase. So got that pear drawn. Now I'm going to do a cross contour drawing of it, indicating basically that topographic map of, oh, there's a big, big wide space here. And then it kind of starts to shrink and slowly comes up here. And then I may have a couple lines coming down. And I want you to maybe draw one of these, and then as you gain understanding of what you're doing, don't hesitate to draw another one to try to get it to go a little bit better. I did that kind of rushed, but that is cross contour. The last one is an implied line. Let's do an implied line with this pepper. So I'm going to draw that pepper, but I'm also going to just leave gaps of space, leaving the implication that that pepper is there and that I don't have to draw every line to kind of show you what's happening there. You have to draw enough to kind of know, and then I could come back and maybe redefine it, give some of those lines what we call weight, maybe areas of darkness and lightness, to kind of help give you that implication of a dent or shadow or an edge. You don't have to have that whole line. So implied line is right in that space where it's implied that there's a line there. So that is one of the activities that you guys are doing today and this week. Enjoy experimenting with lines. After you have done that, I do want you to then also add in there a practice with charcoal, Sharpie, pen and ink. Pen and ink might be a calligraphy pen. It might be a fancy pen that you have sitting around that has like a cool felt tip pen like this. So you may explore different pen work along with your drawing options. Let me know if you guys have any questions.